G'day sports fans, it's Phantom100 here for your new review for this week. Today we're going to be going through and looking at DmC, or Devil May Cry. This is the reboot of the original series. The original Devil May Cry series was on the PlayStation 2, there was 4 games in total. And this is the reboot that came out a couple of years ago on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And then they re-released it for the new systems, so this is on the PlayStation 4. The Definitive Edition, which comes with all the DLC that they released after the game came out, which is a really good deal. Nice 1080p resolution, and now playing at 60 frames per second, so it's nice and smooth. For those not familiar with Devil May Cry, the story revolves around a young man named Dante, who thinks he's human, but in reality he is what is called a Nephilim. He is in the middle of a war between angels and demons, and his mother was an angel and his father was a demon. In this game, it's a restart of the whole series, so if you're a fan of Devil May Cry and you play the other games, this is a restart of all that. He's different to what you know, and he's relearning all about his past. If you're new to the game altogether, then that's good, because this will bring a lot to the table. It's a third-person action game that rewards you for using high combos and abilities and skills. So let's get into this now. Devil May Cry. So here's a Nephilim, here's the son of the two races, which is part of the reason why there's a huge war. So when they released DLC for this game, they also added an extra set of missions and story called Virgil's Downfall. Now, Virgil is actually Dante's twin brother, but I'm not going to go too much into stuff about Virgil, because that's after the story and that's spoiler, so I'm not going to go into it. So we're just going to go straight into the Devil May Cry story mode. So I just finished the game, and it is really, really fun. It gets hard, but the action is pretty full on, and you get lots of abilities and weapons as you play through the game. So I'm just going to quickly show you. So you've got your missions, you've got secret missions that you do. The Bloody Palace is like it's a wave on waves of enemy kind of thing, so it's like a challenge mode to see how far you can get. And there's a training mode where you can learn all of your abilities. So here is Dante. This is Dante. So he's got his sword, Rebellion. He has Ebony and Ivory, which are his twin pistols. And you also get Osiris, which is a big scythe, which is part of his angel side of his abilities. And part of his demon side of his abilities is the Arbiter, which is a big axe, useful for heavy, strong attacks against enemies with shields and stuff, whereas Osiris takes care of groups of them. So as you play, you're rewarded for your combos, how many enemies you hit, but as you use the same attack over and over, you'll get less points. So it rewards you for mixing things up and getting really clever with how you do it. So you do get more weapons in the game, but I won't show you the other ones because that's a spoiler, but there is at least 2 more ranged weapons and 1 more version of his angel and demon weapon. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to show you anything else because they're really cool and I don't want to spoil it for you. So your square is to use your ranged weapons like guns and you shoot. Triangle is to your main basic melee attacks. Circle is often a special attack with Rebellion. It's like a launch. You can launch them in the air. Or if you're using Osiris, it's like a big spinning attack. The Arbiter, it's like a big smash. And then X is to jump. You can double jump. Left shoulder button is to evade. If you're in angel mode, you can actually evade really quickly and do it with a dash. To activate your angel and demon modes, you use the left or right trigger. So right trigger, while you hold that down, you're in demon mode. So then you've got the axe and the special abilities that come with that. And with angel mode, you've got the angel evade. That's the thing. As long as you hold the trigger down. Otherwise, just use an ordinary dodge and that kind of thing. So you can't block enemies. You've got to dodge them. You've got to time it all right. Another thing that Dante gets is below his health bar, there is a bar called the Devil Trigger, where he for a certain amount of time he regenerates health. Enemies are stunned, they fly in the air. It's like a really OP, powerful move when you're in a bit of trouble. But you've got to slowly build that back up by doing damage to enemies. So that's the training mode. So it lets you learn all your abilities. So you learn new abilities as you go. So I just go continue. So before you go to mission, you've got your shop. So at the top right hand corner, you've got the yellow symbol, which is keys. You find keys in the missions, and then you find doors, and you go into doors, you do special challenges, and you get rewards. The white circle in the middle is how many upgrade points you got. So as you collect red orbs by killing enemies and stuff, you get points, and you use the points to unlock new abilities in the shop with your upgrades. The red skull, the 1761, that's how many red orbs I currently have, and the gold skull is the ones that revive you, so you can only have 3 at a time. So when you die, it'll use one and resurrect you, otherwise it's game over and you have to start again. So in the shop, you buy items, you spend your red orbs on things to replenish some of your health, all of your health. You can replenish your devil trigger, which is that blue bar underneath the health. Gold orbs, the resurrection ones, you can buy more of them. You can increase your maximum health or your devil trigger size, or you can have an item finder. For 10,000 red orbs, it'll tell you when things like keys and souls are nearby, so you can find them. I haven't bought one of those, it's pretty expensive. And you got your upgrades, so all the other stuff is here. But if you go into Rebellion, his main sword, so these are all the attacks. So as you get points, you buy them to give you new attacks, new abilities, increase the damage of certain ones, and that kind of thing. And you can also get skins as well, so you can change Dante's look. These are all part of the DLC. So if you choose this one, like that's how Dante looks in the original game, for anyone who's familiar with the story. I'm just going to leave it all as standard for now. So I will just go into the first mission. So you've got lots of difficulty modes as well. As you do, the harder difficulties more unlock, and there's lots of different versions of that. Like your enemies can be stronger, they can kill you in one hit and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm going to jump straight into the first mission and start us off. So it focuses very heavily on action. It's a lot of fun. I haven't got a lot of criticism to give it, except that, you know, it does get hard sometimes remembering to try and combo different attacks together. But once you get into it, it's really smooth and stylish, and lots of fun mixing up your attacks. And there's a huge variety of enemies too. I'm going to skip this cutscenes. So it rewards you by doing different attacks. So you can see, so I've got a rank D at the moment because I've been using different weapons. It goes up to C. And the more you do, the more red orbs you get. The story of Dante is a very tormented one. He had a rough upbringing as a kid because he doesn't know who his parents are. So this is an origin story for him where he learns about his demon father and his angel mother, who were killed as a kid, and then his memory was erased when he was like 7 years old. The graphics on this game are beautiful since they updated it for the PS4. It looks great, I've got to say. It's amazing. 60 frames per second, absolutely kicker. So if you're really into those heavy action games, you like a good challenge, you like something that's a bit different. It is very linear. The one thing I will give about the game, it's very linear. There are certain paths to explore to find extra stuff like your keys and your doors, but it is very straightforward.
Like guns?
There's Dante's guns, ebony and ivory. Twin pistols. Hang off, bra, of course, because this is Playboy. So I haven't actually played the previous Devil May Cry games, so some of you who love those games are probably going to scrape me now and say, why haven't you played them? But no, I haven't played the previous ones. I want to though, since I've played this. I really want to try out the old games, because the original games was a different story for Dante, and he was very different in those games from what I've been told. The game is very cinematic, and I love his character. He's a very funny guy. You grow attached to him very quickly. Oh no, it's a giant demon, it's bulletproof. Now, everything looks strange and red and weird, and I'll explain that quickly. When demons come trying to catch and kill him, they pull him into a thing called limbo. It's like the world between the demon world and the human world, so he can't interact with people, that sort of thing. He's just kind of trapped in here unless he kills them all. So on most of the game, you're in limbo all the time when you're in combat. You don't spend all the time in the real world because, you know, nothing happens. So each mission, you're pretty much in limbo. So everything gets sort of, you know, messed up and torn up, and it actually makes it quite interesting. I just love the combat in this game. I've got to say, if you love action games, if you're into God of War, that sort of thing, you just want something that's really high octane, exciting, this game is definitely for you. It is a lot of fun. It's cracker. You find random things like spiders and stuff, you can shoot them and they give you red orbs. Get as many orbs as you can, find stuff, destroy them, so you can spend them on your upgrades.
Dante! Don't shoot! My name is Kat, I'm not a demon. I'm still in the real world, you're in limbo.
How come I can see you clearly?
I'm a medium, a psychic. I can phase into limbo and communicate with you. I can see you, talk to you, but I'm not actually in limbo with you.
If I pull the trigger?
I'll die. I'm risking my life here for you. I want to help.
I don't need your help.
The hunter has dragged you into limbo. I can get you out.
I've been down here before. I know how to get out. You fight whatever shit-sucking demon dragged you in here.
You don't want to fight the hunter. He's not your regular demon. Follow me, now.
Not your regular demon, they say. I guarantee. Once you get into the fight against him, it gets a lot of fun. So one thing I will say is the game does scale pretty quickly with difficulty, but not to the point where you're going to get angry and start throwing things around. It's not that hard. But then again, I only played it on human difficulty just to get through it. But you know, there are other modes you can play through, especially things like enemies will die in one hit, but you do as well. And then one of the more hardcore ones, which I'm sure for those people who want a real challenge you're excited about, you can have it so that enemies only take damage when you get to S rank in style, like I am now, and you still die in one hit. It's really mean. I haven't tried that. I'm not really that game because, I mean, I love it, but I'm not that good. Not good enough to challenge something that ridiculous. That's just insane. And overall, this game is a lot of fun. Like I said, they did a great job of scaling this up. If you've already played this on the 360 or the PS3, and you've already downloaded all the DLC that came out with it and that sort of thing, you might not feel there is a lot of point in getting it again if you have a PS4 and Xbox One. But, you know, if you haven't played all of it, or you haven't got the DLC, or you haven't played this game at all, then this is the perfect time, because it's just, you know, they remaster it really well. It comes through nice and clear. The 60 frames per second, I cannot complain about that. That is absolutely beautiful. I hope that new native next-gen games run like this. So this is the Divinity statue. So when you find one of these, you press circle, and this allows you to go and look at your upgrades and everything in-game, so you can buy new stuff and buy new items and that sort of thing. You get penalised for using items, so while you're around, if you use items to heal yourself, or if you die, then of course you lose points at the end of the game. So the better you do, the better score you'll get, and the more red orbs you get, and the more upgrades you get, and all that sort of thing. So, you know, staying alive is very important, obviously.
Is that my coat? How did it get up?
Now, of course, I don't score my games in these reviews, so I'm not going to give you a definitive 10 out of 10 score for this thing. But what I will tell you is that regardless of whether you've played Devil May Cry before, if you're familiar with the games or anything, it is so worth giving it a shot. It is a lot of fun. Really, really fun.
We go live.
I was going to skip this cutscene because I'm mean. There we go. Giant Ferris wheel's been destroyed. So it does affect the human world as well, but they've got no idea what's going on because they can't see any of it. Of course, Dante gets blamed for it though, because eventually when he gets out of limbo, people see him and it's like, oh, he did it. But of course, the world is being controlled by Mundus, who's like the leader of the demon world. He's the one who's responsible for the death of Dante's mother and the capture and imprisonment of his father. So a lot of the story is focused around revenge against Mundus once Dante learns who he is. So he's trying to turn the world against Dante and relentlessly hunt him down. Because of what he is, he sees Dante as a real threat, being a Nephilim, being able to go in and out of limbo and being able to defeat demons and stuff, because he's got the powers of both angel and demon in him. This game is a blast. It is a lot of fun. So I'm just going to jump straight into this bit now, and I'm going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to quickly show you the other mode that you get. Now you need to finish the game to get this mode, but Bloody Palace is really fun. So you can have hardcore mode on this as well. I don't recommend doing that right away. So what this is, you get wave of enemies, and you've got a time limit. And once you defeat all the enemies in the time limit, it then goes to the next wave. So you can progressively just keep going and going. So once you finish the story and don't feel like replaying levels, you can do this, and you earn a lot of orbs and stuff out of it to keep upgrading stuff. So you can, upgrade your health size, that sort of thing. So when you jump into the higher difficulties, it might not be quite so challenging. Except for the ones where you die in one hit. It doesn't really matter then, of course, about your health bar. This game, I love it to bits, and anybody who loves action games will love it too. So that's the first round done. So I now have 30 seconds for level 2. But as you kill enemies, the timer will actually, you'll get time added to it. See, and you get more time depending on the style you use as well. You can grapple enemies, you can grapple 2 enemies. There's so many abilities you learn that you can really add a bit of variety to the way you fight. So if you're really skilled at that kind of quick combat and you've got good reflexes and that sort of thing, then you're going to have a whale of a time with this. And you're just going to go crazy with it, and you're not going to get bored for a long time. There are 20 actual story chapters, so there's plenty of story to keep you going as well. So all in all, I got to say, Devil May Cry, along with all the extra stuff, the add-on stuff, you've got a whole other story mode about Dante's brother after you finish this as well. So there's lots to do. The upgrades, the abilities you get in the game, the visuals of the game. There is so much to do. I've been playing this for hours just to do through the story, and then I've got, I haven't even fully upgraded everything yet. I've still got to get upgrades, still got to max out my health, try the different difficulty modes, play Virgil's story. There's a lot of things to do, and it's a really good storyline as well. Like, you'll find yourself fully engaged into it. It's also, fans of the God of War series will be pulled towards this too, because it's very full on. It's not as violent or as gory as God of War, but there's definitely a deeper story. So if you want something that's full on action like that, but you are looking for something that's a bit more interactive too, and you attach yourself to the characters more, this is definitely a better option. God of War 3 is going to be remastered soon. I am going to go through that when that comes out, and I'm pretty excited about that. But Devil May Cry, really good reboot. I look forward to playing the older games and checking them out, because I've been told by people that they are really fun. So they are actually working on remastering Devil May Cry 4 at the moment. So when that comes out, I'll probably do a review on that too. But as a reboot for new players, for lots of action and terrific graphics, and if you haven't already played it on the old consoles, this is definitely worth checking out. I highly recommend it to the best of my ability. So anyone who wants something a bit of fun, Devil May Cry is the way to go. It's exciting, and it looks beautiful on the Xbox One and the PS4. Definitive Edition gives you all the DLC. You are getting a lot for your money right now, especially if you don't have to pay any more than about $70 for it, depending on where you look. It is so worth it. So thank you for watching this episode of the Casual Review Show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you pick up this game, I hope that you really enjoyed it as much as I have. If you do love this game, or if you have anything to say about it or the other Devil May Cry games, feel free to comment, check out the Facebook page, talk to other people on there. You might find a fellow fan. So thanks for watching. I've got to recharge the batteries now because I'm all worn out and all drained from playing the heck out of this game this week. So until next time, guys, sports fans, fellow gamers, have a good one, have fun. I will see you later. Until then, peace out.